Dispatch, this is Wendy.
Hello. I have my kids tied up in my basement right now.
Newly released audio of the 911 call that led deputies to a home in Hawley yesterday. That call was fake.
It's called swatting, and it prompted the area's SWAT team, along with several other law enforcement, to respond to the home. Here's more from that conversation.
My partner's sending officers. Are there any weapons?
Yeah, I have a gun.
Okay.
If you don't come right now, I'm going to shoot them.
When authorities got to the home, they say they found the man outside and took him into custody. Later, they learned that he had nothing to do with that call.
Is another bridge needed to connect Grand Forks with East Grand Forks? Growth in the south end of both cities has led to talk of one being built in Lincoln Park around 17th or 24th Avenue on the Grand Forks side. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie is in Grand Forks, where the public is getting its chance to ask questions and give their opinions. Courtney?
Mike, Andrea, I'm here at Lewis and Clark Elementary in Grand Forks, where the city is having a meeting. Now, I just stepped outside, but they're talking about putting a bridge on the south side of town in order to help with traffic and safety. The bridge is also going to connect the two cities, East Grand Forks and Grand Forks. But not everybody's jumping on the bandwagon just yet. They say that some of the bridge options are going to run through neighborhoods, golf courses, and even schools. I spoke with a couple of people right before the meeting started, and they told me they're not so sure about this bridge. But right now, they're getting ready to voice some of their opinions in this meeting. So I'm going to head back in there and see what's going on, but later I'll have more information. So I'll go ahead and toss it to you guys in the studio right now. Reporting live in Grand Forks, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Courtney. And look for more details and reaction tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Grand Forks residents also can share their feelings about the city's newly proposed syringe program. It would make clean syringes available to drug users in the hopes of encouraging them to get help and also stop the spread of hepatitis C in the community. The meeting is underway right now and will continue until 7 at the Grand Forks County Office Building.
The sun has been trying to poke through the clouds all day and still is. I think it's what Hutch enjoys when he has the opportunity to chow down on yet another steak. He's at this week's Cashwise Backyard Barbecue, and he joins us live now. Hutch, how's the weather there?
The weather's great, and Mike, this is one tough job. I got to tell you, a steak a week with my friends from Cashwise. But first and foremost, most of us have clouds. Not many of us are seeing rain out of those clouds. Here's a look at that satellite and radar, though, and we do have a few more sprinkles showing up in the far north as we go through the evening. This will be where the best chance of any rain reaching the ground is going to be. The rest of us, although we'll have some clouds, should stay for the most part dry. And if you do get a sprinkle, it'll be brief and short-lived. Temperatures tonight, wow, we did make it up into the 70s with that brief sunshine here in the FM area. We'll slip through the 60s most of the evening with decreasing clouds as we head to bed. Grand Forks, we'll be in the 50s by bedtime there. Now, there is going to be a chance of some thunder and some lightning in the forecast for Thursday. I'll have details on that coming up in Maine weather, but let me introduce you to this week's winner of the Cashwise Backyard Barbecue. This is Wally. Wally, tell us where you signed up to win.
Cashwise on 13th Avenue South.
Very good. Now, you invited a big, hungry group here today. Who are most of these folks?
These are all of my neighbors and my son and some of his friends and they had some others I think were going to show up, but I haven't seen them yet.
Okay, well, that leaves more for us, right? More for us. That's a good thing. And speaking of which, is that dessert?
We got some dessert.
Okay, yeah. I got to toss it back into the studio right now. Right now. You guys take it away. There's more news to talk about. We'll be back a little later with your full forecast.
I'm guessing Hutch ate all those brownies.
I bet you he did.
Thanks, Hutch.
Ground was broken today on a new reserve readiness center for the North Dakota National Guard. Military leaders say the facility is necessary to keep Fargo's units ready for anything.
Since we've moved the Maneuver Enhancement Brigade to Fargo about 10 years ago, they've either been in a rented facility in an industrial park or jammed into a facility that was not designed for a brigade headquarters. Your National Guard, its motto is always ready, always there. This facility is going to help us be always ready, always there.
The price tag for the project is about $32 million. Construction is expected to wrap up by June of 2021. Funding for that project was almost cut to fund President Trump's border wall.
There's a way to keep local kids out of the justice system, but it will take your help. Lutheran Social Services is looking for volunteers for its youth court. It helps children who have committed minor crimes keep their records clean through community service and education and therapy. An informational meeting for volunteers is going on right now, and a new session starts at 7.
North Dakota Summit on Innovative Education kicked off today with Governor Burgum talking about the importance of keeping kids out of jail. More than 300 educators from around the state are in Jamestown to learn how to connect with students, build community engagement, and hear about the latest research in special education. The governor says the summit is important because funding or finding new ways to reach children benefits everyone.
$10,000 per K-12 student per year in North Dakota is what the state contribution is, but we spend $41,000 a year if someone's incarcerated. We would much rather spend the money on keeping students healthy, keeping them educated, keeping them on a track where they can be successful in this life.
That summit is free, and it continues tomorrow with talks on school discipline, childhood trauma, and working together to create safe and healthy schools.
Later,
always direct hit, but nobody else on our block is. So I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
a Grand Forks woman is warning her neighbors after her home was hit with a paintball. She says it's not the first time she's felt like a target while her neighbors were left alone.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz speaks with her as well as police to find out whether this was just a coincidence or something more.
Grand Forks mom of three, Kayla Ahrens, was having coffee Wednesday morning when she noticed something dirty.
When I was like, I just cleaned my window.
She came out to find a paintball hit her window.
And I was like, great.
Ahrens says this is not the first time she's felt targeted. Her husband's van has been hit several times.
It got egged a few times, and then they broke off his mirror.
And she says in each of these cases, no other neighbors were hit.
It's just kind of odd that we're always the ones getting hit.
She posted to Facebook to warn others. While Grand Forks Corporal Brandon Eberhardt can't speak specifically on her case.
When it comes to like home security, we focus on what's called the 3 L's. It's locks, lighting, and landscaping.
Eberhardt says to keep your yard well lit.
Because if somebody were to target a house, they're going to pick the one that has less visibility.
And landscape.
We want bushes and shrubs to be trimmed down to 3 feet and canopies of trees trimmed up to 7 feet. That way it doesn't block any sight lines to the house.
I don't know if it was just kids coming from college and they were just wanting to have like a fun time, or if we're just a direct hit basically.
Police say it could just be kids, but it could be something else.
We'd rather have somebody report something and it turn out to be nothing, as opposed to them not report it and we have no idea.
Which is why they say, no matter how trivial it may seem, you should always report it. In Grand Forks, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
Call Grand Forks Police if you're interested in having them do a crime prevention survey at your house or business. They will pay you a visit and make recommendations on how you can make your place safer.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, time to go shopping for your child's school supplies. We have ways for you to save money.
To back to school, we'll get your back to school forecast coming up right after the break.